If you're looking for the most overpowered, broken meta for FC25 formation and tactic right now, make sure you stick around till the end of this video, because I've got a formation that is absolutely killing it at the moment, and it works perfectly for average gamers like you and I. Not just the pros and what they give you, they're better than us. This is something that works for anyone. I'm talking about the 4-1-2-1-2 wide, and it's not used very often, so bear with me. I promise it doesn't look like this with the ball, okay? But we're going 4-1-2-1-2 wide. Counter as the build-up style. Now at the moment, I'm usually recommending balanced because it gives you a better passing option. But in terms of this formation in particular, a lot of people think that counter's like it used to be, where it's just a lot of people bombing forward all the time. And it is sort of that. People do make runs in behind, but people neglect the part of the description that says the team transitions quickly from defence to attack. So it's not just getting in behind. What that means is it gets you in to your with the ball formation faster. And in a formation like this, when you see it, you'll see why we need to do that. For the line height, we're going 95 aggressive because this formation is about counter-attacking. It's about getting players forward, being on the front foot. So you want to get that high pressure on, win the ball back as quickly as possible, and then have all the options in the world. So for the player roles, your goalkeeper, as always on the channel, personal preference, whatever plus you've got. One of your fullbacks is going to be on fullback defend. Doesn't matter which one, probably the one that's got plus. Both your centre backs are going to be on defender and defend. Your other fullback is going to be on false back and defend. Your holding midfielder is going to be on deep line playmaker and defend. Both your wingers are going to be on winger and balanced. Your cam is going to be on shadow striker and attack. And I run one forward on advanced forward attack and the other on poacher attack. But if you've got the pluses, go for advanced forward attack on both. And as you can see with the ball, it converts into a sort of 3-5-2, which is my personal favourite formation of all time. I ran it for so long in my youth, but unfortunately, EA in its infinite wisdom absolutely slaughtered 3 at the back formations this year. They're unusable, so we have to get a little bit imaginative with how we convert them. But as you can see, you've got 5 attackers all running forward, on counter, running behind at your opponent's back 4. It is really hard to counter, and as you can see in the gameplay here, it's so easy to pass the ball from left to right or right to left and just get an opportunity made. You've got so many attacking options that your opponents just can't keep up. But the main benefit to how this runs is that it's not a 3-5-2 without the ball. So you've not got that defensive vulnerability, but it also means that your wingers, so as I've got here, Inaki Williams and Nico Williams, they don't actually have to be defensive minded, which they did used to have to be, at least one of them in the traditional 3-5-2. Now, when you lose the ball, you go from this to quickly your fullbacks getting back in position and going back into a back 4 with your holding midfielder as a cover. It is incredible on the transition. So as you can see here, despite losing the ball and having 3 at the back, it's very quickly transitions to being back on 4 at the back, which means that you're back into a solid defensive foundation. Your fullbacks are where they want to be, you've got that holding midfielder on cover, and you've got plenty of opportunities to win the ball back. But then when you do win the ball back, you've got everyone going into this 3-5-2 formation, which means you've got the 2 deep lying midfielders, one of your fullbacks and the holding midfielder, as sort of an avenue or an anchor backwards. But then you've got 5 attackers running forwards. So you can just play intricate passes, or you can look for the through ball. 9 times out of 10, one of your forwards is going to be on for a through ball. So an important thing to think of here is what we're doing in terms of the actual players in this formation. So it's a case that I don't actually have every player on a role plus, as you can see here. But if you can, there's a lot of positions that it is better to have a role plus. One of them would be this false back defender, which the majority of you probably do have because you'll be running Theo Hernandez. Unfortunately, I don't have a false back plus that I'm comfortable with. But as you can see in the gameplay, I've been winning games comfortably with players in just a role plus. But if you are running Hernandez as a left back, he's going to be ideal for this man. Absolutely rapid to get back into position, so get back into his left back position. And if you've got any sort of evo on him that increases his passing, he's going to be godly in this formation. And then for your other fullback, someone with fullback plus. I use Alex Scott simply because I needed the money for Nico Williams. But before this, I was using Benjamin Pavard, who is probably one of the best fullbacks for this role I've used. he's so good at tucking in and becoming sort of like a third centre-back, because centre-back is one of his roles as well. But anyone with fullback plus should work really well here. For both your defenders, bread and butter, man. I mean, I don't actually use Cannavaro. I've accidentally got Koeman sent off. But it's a case that you're going defender defend. So bog standard, you want big lads, strong. If they've got anticipate, amazing. If not, maybe intercept or bruiser probably are going to be your best bets. But plenty of people now will have two centre-halves with anticipate, and it just works so well. For your holding midfielder, it stands to reason you need someone that's good at defending and someone that is going to be a rock in front of your back four, because they are the sole holding midfielder when you don't have the ball. As you can see in these clips here, I've got Patrick Vieira, who has intercept. He's probably one of the best holding midfielders in the game, let's be honest. And he just sort of cleans things up. And I don't have to worry about not having those two holding midfielders. And if it's a quick transition from the opponent, I do have the two holding midfielders, because usually backer at left back hasn't quite got back into position yet. So I have the interception option there as well. But if you don't have the money for Vieira, or you didn't do his SBC, someone cheap that I can think of off the top of my head would probably be that Pascal Gross card, the special card. He is insane. He's got the right play styles, he's great defensively. He'll offer a similar, if not quite as good, but a similar sort of output to Patrick Vieira. Now in this formation, your wingers are where it gets absolutely tasty, okay? I am an inside forward man myself. I always run inside forward on the majority of my formations, as I'm sure a lot of you do, because it is the meta. In this formation in particular, winger works so much better. One, because they keep the width, so you do actually keep that 3-5-2 shape. But in terms of options, a lot of people on the defensive side of things now, like I am in this formation with one of them, are running both fullbacks on fullback defend, which means that they tuck in. With you having two strikers up the top in this formation, they don't know who to mark. Because both your strikers are running in between a centre-half and a fullback, the fullbacks tend to try an AI towards the striker, and that leaves your wingers out wide, completely free for a through ball, sprint in behind, cut back, or sprint in behind and score sort of a trivela. You're on to a winner. Now, I'd say your cam in this formation is one of the most crucial positions to make it run properly. You need a decent cam, because everything that you do in this formation seems to go through them. Because on the transition, they're the out ball. Your strikers are a little bit too far forward because you're on counter. Your wingers might be being marked by a fullback or the opposition winger. So the cam is the one that drops in and becomes available. I would recommend having someone that we've all probably got, Diego Maradona, Messi, someone like that, small, agile, can get out of tight spaces, but also with incredible passing range, as well as good shooting. You want an all-rounder here, but you can have a little bit of fun with it. If you prefer big, burly players, you might be able to get a cam like that. But personally, I like small and agile, R1 dribbling, left stick dribbling around their sort of midfield, and then it leaves you open to a through ball to 4 other attackers. And like I alluded to, man, at the start, your strikers are pretty much personal preference. Like, you can, if you prefer big burly strikers, you can probably do it. You don't have to have one on poacher and one on advanced forward. I'm currently running 2 pretty small, not massive, but strong, physical and fast strikers. So if you've got someone like Dumbia, obviously who I'm running, you try and pronounce that. And Suarez, a lot of us will have anyway. They are just insane in this formation. You have always got them up front for an option, and they just take defenders away. And because there's 2 of them, it's really hard to mark. And like you've seen as I've been going through here, it just leads to you scoring a ton of goals. But that is my meta 4-1-2-1-2/3-5-2, I guess. And honestly, I'm so proud of it, because I created it. I've used it pretty much every day since I used it. It's still insane, if not better, since the patch. The players are just so responsive in this formation, and you've just got the defensive solidity, but on top of that, just attackers everywhere. You can always create an opportunity with this. I only put a video on it recently with the actual gameplay review. I'll pop a link above for you so you can watch it fully in game, see what it's actually like. But I've had a few people comment since that they've been using it and had a real blast with it and got a lot of wins with it, so I'm sure you will too. If you do end up using it, drop a comment down below, guys. Let me know how you get on. I love hearing from you. And if it helps you out, drop a like on this video so other people see it. And why not subscribe? more wacky, interesting formations every week, and things for the average gamer, things that will help you rather than things that the pros can do. Anyway, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye!